Hello everyone. So this is a reading for someone who is feeling very frustrated with how slowly things are moving, or not seeing the results you kind of hoped for just yet, or feeling like you are putting a lot of effort into something without much show for it. With the Oracle card, funnel, period of frustrations, lessons to be learned, that really does suggest that this slower season isn't happening by accident. While it may feel like nothing is moving, there is something important you're being asked to learn through this experience. The card itself talks about grain slowly passing through the funnel. You know, it takes time. It takes one grain at a time, one step at a time. Whilst this farmer grows very impatient, waiting for the bottle to fill. So this card reminds us that, you know, some lessons can only really be learned through the process of waiting, trusting, and continuing to show up. Now, paired with the goat and the willow, overcoming obstacles, I really feel this card is actually highlighting just how determined you are to achieve something. When I think of goats, especially mountain goats, you know, they're able to reach places that most other animals simply couldn't. You know, they can climb heights that seem impossible and somehow find a way to achieve, you know, getting to that destination. So let's look at this card as it being you. I do feel for many of you, this feels like you're trying to achieve or create or make something happen that other people wouldn't even attempt, wouldn't believe is even possible, or simply just don't have the determination to pursuing it. So this doesn't actually feel like a small goal. This to me feels like something very important to you, that it's on your mind quite a lot. Perhaps you've had moments where you've kind of questioned whether it's actually even possible for yourself. But the goat is here to remind you that just because the journey is difficult doesn't mean in any way that destination isn't achievable, my darling. So what is this period trying to teach you? With the first card, the Eight of Pentacles, immediately this reflects the energy of the funnel card. The lesson here doesn't feel like it's about achieving the goal. The lesson actually feels like learning how to stay committed to the goal when you can't yet see the results. There's a lot of repetition here. Showing up, putting in the effort, doing the work, trusting that each small action is leading somewhere, even if it doesn't feel like it right now, yeah. And for some of you, I feel there is a lot of pressure around timing, my darling. Almost like you're looking at your situation and thinking like, I should be further ahead by now, or why is this taking so long when something, you know, is finally going to happen for me, or I'm going to see these results. But the Eight of Pentacles keeps kind of bringing me back to that same message. Keep focusing on what you're building rather than how long it's taken to build, my darling. Okay, that's that. With the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands really feels like the student in this reading, full of ideas, passion, excitement, and the potential, but also someone who can become quite frustrated when progress isn't happening quickly enough. What I find interesting is that the page really appears to be facing the Eight of Pentacles. So it's almost as if it's being kind of encouraged to learn from it. You know, the page is the energy of usually just wanting excitement, struggles to really kind of commit. But the Eight of Pentacles is the one that wants the consistency. The page is the one that wants the movement, but the Eight of Pentacles wants the commitment. So I feel that the lesson here is really learning that motivation comes and goes, but commitment is what gets you where you want to be, my darling. And with the Ace of Pentacles, at first when the card came out, I kind of felt like it was slightly out of place. But then the more I looked at it and the more I thought about it, I thought, I feel this is actually showing what all of this is actually leading towards. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is the new opportunity, the new beginning, the seed that's being planted. So it's almost kind of like, it's really saying, you know, the opportunity is coming, but first you must learn how to stay committed while the opportunity is still invisible. You know, what you're working towards doesn't feel denied, it actually feels developed. And underneath that, with the Ace of Swords, this feels like the lesson finally, you know, clicking into place. The moment where you realise, you know, you wasn't stuck, you wasn't falling behind, you wasn't wasting your time. Actually, you was being prepared. So sometimes the biggest breakthrough isn't external. Sometimes actually it's the moment your perspective changes. So I feel that really the valuable lesson throughout this reading is the patience, persistence, commitment, and trust. You are learning that success isn't created in the breakthrough moment. It's actually created in hundreds of unseen moments that come before it. Yeah. The funnel really is the one that's teaching you patience. The goat is teaching you determination. The Eight of Pentacles teaches the consistency. And the Page of Wands teaches the commitment. And yeah, the Ace of Pentacles shows the opportunity ahead for you. And the Ace of Swords is what shows the wisdom gained from the journey, my darling. So progress is still progress, even when it arrives, you know, kind of like one grain at a time. You are making this happen, okay? You just got to be committed. All the best. Have a good day. Bye.